Okay, so today we are getting a yoga workout in. I know a lot of you asked for this type of workout, so here it is. Today we're going to be doing a yoga flow, so we'll kind of keep it basic for my class that maybe hasn't had it for a while and maybe kind of forgets some of the cues for the poses. So we'll do some sun salutation, which is a yoga warm-up. We'll do a nice flow that hopefully works on a little bit of everything. So we'll get some balance, we'll get some strength, we'll get some mindfulness in there. So at the very end of this video, I'm not going to just kind of sit here and stare at you while you hopefully add in some additional meditation, but I'll give you some resources for things that you can do to kind of extend the whole yoga experience, okay? So what I first want to start off with is just some kind of good yoga breathing. So get your mat set up if it's not already there. You don't need any other equipment. You just need a little bit of space. We're going to start with our legs crossed, but our first cue is I don't want your heels close to your body. So I want them a little bit farther out. So you're kind of making a triangle with your inner thighs and your calf muscles. Your hands are flipped, so the palms are facing the ceiling, okay, right over top of your kneecaps. We are sitting up tall, okay, we're not just passively slouching. Bringing our shoulders down and away from our ears, feeling like there's a string pulling us up to the top of whatever ceiling you're working with here. Okay, just a couple good deep inhales. So close your eyes if you'd like. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and slow. Do it again. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Breathe in. Fill up the chest. Hold. Exhale. Once more. Breathe in. And out. Okay. I like to do a couple neck rolls here. So taking your ear down towards your shoulder, rolling it all the way down to your chest, and back up. Do that again. And let's reverse it. One more time. Okay. Wiggle of your fingers, a little wiggle of your toes. We're going to jump into our sun salutation here. So our sun salutation basically is yoga warm-up, if you will. It's not like my other warm-ups. If you've taken my other videos before, I promise you, we're just kind of getting the muscles nice and warm, making sure they're nice and stretched out, really focusing on our breathing. So the first time I do it, I'm going to go a little bit slower, kind of make sure that you're doing the proper pose, not just kind of what you think the pose should look like. And then we'll do it 1 or 2 more times after that. We'll see how long it takes. And at pace, which is typically 1 breath in, 1 breath out, and then we move to the next pose. So carefully come to the back of your mat, right in the middle. Okay, I have Yoga Pandora, so if you guys have that, and you want to use it for future workouts, I highly recommend it. I use it sometimes even when I'm just working and grading to kind of keep me nice and zen here. So if you have that, and you want to use it, feel free. All right. So we are starting with our feet hip width apart. Okay, if you don't know what hip width is, take 2 fists, put it between your feet, measure that out. That's about hip bone wide. We are starting at heart center. So my hands are in the middle of my chest, my elbows are out, my shoulders are down. Okay, it is not a passive stance. I'm working here. My legs are working, my arms are working, my core is tight, bringing the crown of my head to the sky. Inhale deeply here. Exhale slowly. Bring these hands all the way up to the top. It's our extended mountain pose. My hands are together if you can't see them. I'm leaning my hips slightly forward and my eyes are up to the sky. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, I'm going to swing and swim my hands all the way down. Slight bend of my knees. Coming down to forward bend. I do not want you locking out your knees, so have a slight bend here. Forward bend. You're not concerned about where your hands can get to. Think about more about bringing your chest towards your thighs here. Hands come second, neck relaxes, and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to be walking you through the breathing here, so eventually it should be kind of come second nature. All right, we're going to walk out to plank here, doing a little bit reverse. I'm going to step my left foot in between my hands. So I'm lunging what I'm looking for is that I should still be able to wiggle my front toes. My front knee should be at a 90-degree angle. I'm aiming to get my back leg straight. Hips sinking low. Breathe in and out. Good. Step both feet back to plank. If you can do it with your feet together, that's preferable, but if you need a little bit of assistance, you can go feet a little bit farther apart. My hands are right underneath my shoulders. I'm not back here, so if you need to, move your weight forward. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, we're going to slowly lower down to chaturanga. It's a challenging position. Really works the core and triceps. So as I lower, I'm squeezing my elbows up against my rib cage. I'm holding here, so just my hands and my toes are on the mat, not my legs. Breathe in and out. Without touching the floor, flip your feet, press on up. This is upward facing dog. My core is still engaged. My thighs are still off the mat. I'm not resting here. Remember, it's a warm-up. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Rolling over our toes. We're shifting to downward facing dog. Some cues here. There's a lot going on. I'm thinking about pressing the mat away with my hands, relaxing my neck. I'm moving my heels towards the floor. And at the same time, I'm thinking about bringing my hips up toward the ceiling. If your heels can't touch, like mine can, I struggle with this pose, do your best. You can bend your knees slightly, that's okay. And exhale. Okay, look up at your hands. Shift your right foot in between your hands this time. So we are lunging on the opposite side. Again, still looking for that 90-degree bend in that right knee. Still be able to wiggle my front toes and looking to try and extend and lengthen, straighten that left leg. Breathe in and out. Step both feet in, back to our forward bend. You know this one, relax your neck. Finish the exhale, bring the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Bring it back down to mountain pose here. Okay. So we're going to do that 2 more times at pace. And again, at pace just means we're breathing in nice and deeply, and at the end of the exhale, we're shifting into the next pose. Okay? Again, we should be getting a little bit warm, should be getting a little bit of sweat. Okay, that means we're working and we're doing a good job of the warm-up here. Okay, let's come back to mountain pose. Inhale. Exhale. Hands come all the way up. Lean slightly back, look up at your hands. Exhale, all the way down, forward bend. Step your right foot back, left foot should be in between your hands. You should be looking up at your screen right now, okay? If you're looking down, you're probably not getting as good of a stretch. Eyes should be up so you can lower the hips. Exhale. Good, step both feet back to plank. Hands are underneath your shoulders, breathe in. And out. Slowly lower down to chaturanga or stick and hold. Press up, upward facing dog. Tops of my toes and my hands are the only thing that's a touch. Roll over the toes, downward facing dog. And we're pushing the mat away with our hands. Feel a nice, good, deep stretch up the back of our leg. Shift forward, set the right foot in between our hands. Nice and low in this lunge, eyes up. Both feet in, back to forward bend. Forward fold. Raise all the way up to extended mountain pose. Back to mountain pose. We're going to do that 1 more time. What I want you to think about as you do it this time is to try and make it a flow here. Right? So as we are in forward bend and we're stepping back, try not to be really rickety with it, right? So when we're here, slow, controlled, and flowing. Okay, so just try to do it a little bit better than you did last time. It doesn't need to be perfect, just do your best. Here we go, mountain pose. Exhale. Hands all the way up. Keeping my good breath, swinging the hands all the way down, forward bend. me step your right foot back to lunge. My knees crack a lot, so if you're hearing that, you did hear that correctly, I apologize. Both feet back to plank. Slowly lower down to stick, chaturanga. If you're shaking here, that's okay. It's not an easy pose. Press up, upward facing dog. And back, downward facing dog. Shift forward, set that right foot between your hands. Both feet in, back to that forward bend. Raise it all the way up. Look up. And then bring it right back to mountain pose here. Okay? Relax your hands next to your sides. You can do little circles with your wrists and ankles. Make sure your feet are nice and warmed up here. Okay, again, like I said, we're going to be doing kind of a variation. We're going to do some balance poses. We're going to do some strength poses. Okay, some that are really focusing on our breathing. But throughout this, I want you focusing on your breathing. It's annoying to you when I have to say breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, right? So have that be your focus. I'm going to give you some reminders as we go, but keep coming back to that breath. Okay? All right, let's come to the back of your mat here. Okay? It's going to start with a nice beginning part of our sun salutation, kind of shift us in. So inhale, exhale, bring those hands all the way back up. You know what we're doing here. And all the way down. Okay, from here, we're going to walk out our hands to plank here. One breath in and out. Good. Shift your hands and body backward. Okay, so back to our downward facing dog. This is a lot of our kind of active rest, right? So we're still working, but it's not super difficult. Okay, inhale, exhale. We're going to take our right foot, okay, and bend that knee, and we're going to extend that right leg as high as we can towards the ceiling. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Don't worry, if this is all you can get, stay there, okay? If you can get a little bit higher, get a good stretch down the back of both legs, that's awesome, okay? Hold it here and breathe. Exhale. Good, we're going to bring our right knee in towards our chin and hold. Hips are low and extend it right back up to the ceiling. We're going to bring our right knee towards our right elbow and hold. And back up. We're going to go right knee to left elbow here, cross the body, hold. Good, back up. And then we're going to step this foot all the way through between our hands here. Come down to that nice low lunge that we've been working with. Okay, this time we're going to drop our knee. We're going to flatten our left foot. Bring our hands up to our right thigh. And then bring our hands up to the ceiling. My palms are facing one another. Again, I can still wiggle the toes of my right foot. And I'm thinking about dropping my hips low. If this is good for you, this is good enough stretch, keep it. Okay, if you want to, you can take your right hand and you can connect it with the top of that left foot. Okay, it's working on balance. It's a nice, good, deep quad stretch. One more breath here. Good, slowly release that foot. Bring both hands back up. A little bit lower into this lunge. Good, place both hands back on the mat here. We're going to step that right foot all the way back and up. And drop it down. We're going to take both of our knees, place them on the floor. Our big toes together. We're going to sink our glutes back to our heels. And then we're going to reach both hands back to our heels. Okay, you can do anything you want with your head. You can put one cheek on the floor, forehead on the floor. This is a variation of our child's pose here. Good, bring your hands back to the mat. Come back up to tabletop position. We're going to do a nice little spinal movement here. It's called our cat-cows. Okay, so we're rotating between our cats, okay, bringing our shoulders down and back, kind of U-ing out our back. Or I'm sorry, these are our cows, and then rotating up to our cats. Think about a Halloween cat. Okay, so inhale, come on up. Exhale, and down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Good. We're going to step our feet back to plank here. Breathe in once. And out. Shift back to downward facing dog. And every time you're here, you're still working, right? So we're trying to lengthen the back of those legs. Pushing the mat away with our hands, relaxing our neck. Okay, this time we're going to bend our left foot or left knee and raise our left foot to the sky. Hold it here. Get that stretch. Lower that right heel. One more breath. Good, let's bring that left knee towards our chin and hold. And back out. Left knee towards our left elbow. Hold, keeping those hips nice and low. And out. Left knee, right elbow, cross and hold. And back out. This time we're going to step that foot all the way through our hands. Okay, come down, put that right knee to the floor, put those right toes on the floor. Take our hands, come up to our quads, and then when you're ready, raise it up, both hands. Wiggling my front toes. Seeing if I can drop in those hips. Get a nice hip flexor stretch. It's one of those poses that if it feels good, close your eyes. That's fine. If you want to extend that pose and take your left hand and grab your top of your right foot, please do. If not, just stay in that lunge. And lower. Both hands back up to the sky. Sink in a little bit lower here. Core is engaged. Breathing deeply. Place both hands back to the mat. I'm going to shoot this left foot all the way out and back up to the sky. And then slowly lower without hitting anything in your way. Drop those knees to the mat. We're going to change our child's pose this time. So we're going to have knees come wide. Big toes are still together. Still sinking our glutes all the way back to our heels. But this time, let's reach our hands all the way out, as far as you can reach. Forehead comes to the mat. And breathe. This is a nice, good resting stretch. One more breath here. Good, walk your hands underneath your shoulders. knees right into tabletop position. Tuck our toes underneath. We maybe want to step our hands out just a little bit farther and come right up to downward facing dog again. This time we're going to extend our right leg again, but this time we're going to bend this knee, open up the hip a little bit. Breathe here. Let's bring it back to a straight leg. Look at your hands. Bring this knee all the way forward. Step it in between your hands. From here, we're going to come all the way up. So last time we were here, we were on the floor, right? We had our back leg on the floor. Now we're making it a little bit more challenging. Looking to have a 90-degree angle of my right leg. Try to keep that back leg pretty straight. Nice and low here. So I don't want you here. See if you can get nice and low in this position. Hands come to heart center. I'm going to rotate my back foot and I'm going to extend my arms. Now we're in warrior two. Still staying really low in this right leg. And there's strength in my arms, right? I'm just hanging them here. Pointing out, they're working hard. A little bit lower into that right leg. We're breathing here. Friend Megan, who's a really great yoga instructor, always says your practice begins when you want it to stop, right? When you feel like it's going to end. So when you're really working those muscles, that's when you're working. Okay, let's take our left hand and let it travel along the back of that left leg. Reverse warrior here. We're going to cartwheel our hands back to the mat, rotate our back foot, so we're back to this lunge here. Set that right foot all the way back up and lower it. Shift to plank. Slowly lower down to chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. You're going to look at your hands. You can either step it, walk it, or jump it up in between your hands. Nice and slow. Then raise it all the way up. From here, let's go all the way back down to the earth. Nice forward bend. Relax your neck. Again, think about bringing that chest towards your thighs. Here, bend your knees. Step both foot back to plank. Hold for a moment. Extend back to downward facing dog. Do the same thing with our left side. So take our left foot, extend it up to the ceiling. This time bend the knee, drop the foot. Extend it back. Bring that knee all the way in, step that left foot in between your hands. Again, all 10 toes pointing forward. Let's bring all 10 fingers up to the ceiling. Staying nice and low in this position. Trying to keep that back leg nice and straight. Front leg is at that 90-degree angle. Every time you exhale, see if you can drop it a little bit lower. So if you're up here, see if you can be here. If you're here, try to be here. If you start to shake, good. You're doing it right. One more breath. You can do it. Inhale. Exhale. Exhale, rotating up and over, all the way back. Reversing here. We'll come back to warrior two in a moment. Give you a little break. Okay, from here, let's shift into warrior two. Again, my arms are working, my hands are working. Hands even with my shoulders. Not here, right here. One more breath, hold it. And good, rotate it back again to that reverse warrior. Good, cartwheel both hands, back down to the mat, and step that left foot back. We're gonna drop back to our chaturanga, hold, flip the feet, roll it up, upward facing dog, and back, downward facing dog. Good, let's drop both knees to the mat. Big toes together again, knees wide. Come to another variation of our child's pose. So I'm going to start with our hands reaching as far out as we possibly can. Forehead to the mat. This pose is great for your whole body and your mind, so use it. Now I want you to take your hands. Don't look up, but just walk them over to the left side of your mat. You can really feel a good stretch down your whole right side. Hold it there. One more breath. Okay, let's walk it over to the left side, all the way over. And back to center. Two more good, deep, slow inhale and exhales here. Coming right underneath your shoulders. Again, feet right underneath, or knees right underneath your hips. Step it back to our downward facing dog. Look at your hands and let's walk our feet, if you can, into our hands. Slowly come to rising, one vertebrae at a time here. All right, hopefully you're getting nice and warm. So, I'm going to rotate towards you. We're going to work on a couple of our balance poses here. So balance comes from our core. Our core is not just our abs, right? So it's our whole midsection here, from mid-chest all the way down to the top of our legs. We want to think about contracting our core as we're doing some of these balance poses. If you fall, no big deal. I may fall. I'm not perfect at this at all. All you need to do is just make sure you're in a safe space, that if you do fall, you're not going to get yourself hurt and come right back up. If you're wobbling, cool. It actually means your muscles are firing, that they're working, they're doing something, so don't worry about that. Okay? You can choose to keep your mat as is. If you want to rotate your mat, whatever works best. We're going to go to a kind of quintessential yoga pose called tree pose. Your options for tree pose are with your foot kind of cradling your calf, your foot kind of cradling your knee, which I don't really recommend, especially if you have knee issues, and your foot all the way up at your inner thigh. So keep your left foot on the floor, right foot come on up, whatever is comfortable for you, and then we're coming to heart center here and hold. Core is working. I'm thinking about pressing my right foot into my thigh at the same time that I'm thinking about pressing my thigh into my right foot. Counterbalance here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. take both hands, put it on your right shin. If you have the flexibility to take your right hand underneath your right foot and extend, please do. If you can't do that, you want to hold your calf or you want to hold under your knee, okay, that's okay too. Try and keep it straight. We're looking for kind of that 90-degree angle, not coming really high with this foot. Lengthening my spine. One more breath here. And then if you open up the hips and hold. Again, if you fall, no biggie. Bring that heel towards your midsection. Pull up, last hold here. Nice glute stretch. And slowly lower that foot back down to the mat. Walk it out. That left foot just worked hard keeping you up there, so give that a little break here. Okay, let's try the same thing on the other side. So bring that left foot up against your right leg. Again, your choice. It can be around the calf, knee, or inner thigh. Let's take both hands to the front of our left shin, left hand to the bottom of the left foot, extend. Remember, those hands can come underneath the calf, underneath the knee, underneath the thigh. It's totally fine. Try and thinking about staying long here. And extend to the side if you can. You're still breathing. Get that oxygen in, CO2 out. Anytime you wobble, fibers are firing. Doing a good job. And bring that heel in, pull it up, get a nice good glute stretch. And drop it down. Walk out your feet. Okay, good. Just have a couple of stretches, nice good deep stretches, and we're done. Almost there. Okay, let's come to the back of your mat here. Come back to mountain pose, something we know. Inhale, exhale. Bring those hands all the way up. And swim them all the way down to forward bend here. And walk your hands out to plank here. And I'm going to bring my right ankle towards my left wrist. Okay? And I'm going to bring my right knee towards my right hand and drop. Flattening out the top of my left foot back here. Starting off nice and tall, hands outside of the foot and the knee. Breathing. Lengthening. If this is already a really good stretch for you, stay here. Okay? If you want more of kind of a challenge, you can bring your forearms down to the mat. You can bring your head down to the mat. Whatever's comfortable for you. Feel a nice, good, deep glute stretch here. Relax your neck. No, I was just straining, looking up. So bringing that left ankle towards your right wrist, flattening out that right leg, trying to kind of stay nice and straight in line here. Again, starting nice and tall. And if you want more of a deeper stretch, come on down to your forearms and relax your neck, let it fall between your hands. So you'll be typically facing me right here. What I want you to do is extend your right heel towards the corner of your mat, left heel, and then come all the way down to the floor. Palms are facing up next to your hips. And you're breathing. You're thinking about taking really deep inhales. Chest with oxygen, getting at all the muscle groups you just worked, and exhale. Okay, as you stay in that pose, I want you to do your best to clear your brain. Don't think about yesterday. Don't think about tomorrow. Focus on the now. Just doing something good for your mind, for your body, for your soul. Allowing your brain to have a little break. There's a lot going on right now. Allow yourself to focus on the now. Just a nice, good yoga flow. Got the muscles working, the blood pumping, and now you're allowing your brain to have a little rest. Need to think about something. Think about your breathing. Concentrate on what you're doing with your breath and how that's helping you. Keep that going. I'd like you to continue with some good meditation. So if you need to pause this video, just kind of lie in the dark where you are, or if you want to put something else on that can help you with some continued meditation for 5 to 10 minutes, I would highly recommend it. Okay? If you are done, just want to say thank you. You did a great job today. I'm looking forward to seeing you in later workouts. And I hope you can see another yoga video if I get one posted up here soon. Thank you guys so much. Have a good day. I'll see you guys later.